What is up, guys? My name is Pikachu back here once again. So we're here with the technically second review of My Hero Academia. The second episode I didn't get to review because I was busy that weekend that it came out. But now it's on to the third one. So, what happened this episode? Well, I'm gonna give you guys a quick recap on last episode. Basically, last episode they entered the Grand Festival that they mentioned on the first episode. The epic moment between I can't remember his name, but the dude who starts his name started with the T, I think. The ice guy and Midori, they had their face-off moment. It was an amazing, epic moment, and basically that was just all the episode. And the ice guy got an early lead in the episode. Now on to the third episode. I feel like the third episode has to be one of my favorite episodes out of the series so far. Like, I'm not kidding you. This episode just had so many good moments for me, and I'll explain it in the video. So basically, we start off for the episode we left off last episode. The ice guy, he uses powers to freeze all the giants, freeze all the robots, and they end up falling down on some people. And then I love how in the episode, I really love how My Hero Academia, how in this episode they kind of put some people's traits, like the people's trait that we really didn't get to see as much in the first season, or we don't really know what they're all about. We got to see that they put a little panel thing right in the middle of it for a couple of seconds. It was really convenient, and it actually kind of helped me think about these characters and stuff like that, because they're going to probably be more important later on in the series. And that's really cool that they just that transition was really well between the characters and showing their quirks off and stuff like that. It really does help. We're just trying to there's going to become so many characters at this point. I feel like they did that in a really good way, and especially since I love this whole Grand Festival thing, because people are basically, sorry, that's stuck on my desk. People are basically using Izuku, Midori. I'm gonna call him Midori, our main character. He's I can't rely on one for one. The thing I loved about this episode is everybody's using their quirks. Everybody's using what they can to get by, using what's given to them, like using the strategies. I love how everybody's quirks. I love how everybody's quirks depends how they make their strategy and stuff like that, and how they're adapting to their quirks, and how their quirks are adapting to their surroundings in a way, which is really, really cool. And I like that whole thing where a lot of these people have their quirks and they have to adapt to it, because there's the minefield, they have to adapt to that. You have the dude that's running. We have the frog girl when she was jumping through the canyon. That was really, really cool. To see how they adapt using their quirks, and that was just this coolest part about this entire thing. I can't wait to go into the next part, and I'll talk about the next episode tomorrow. Not tomorrow, today, later in the episode. So basically, my favorite part about this episode is not the rivalry between the three, Deku, Midori / Deku. I call them both. His rival, I can't remember his name. Spiky hair dude, I can't remember his name. His other rival and the ice dude. Darker, I don't remember his name, but the rival between those three was just amazing. You got the ice guy who he was kind of just in the front of the race, pretty much the entire race. And then Midori's rival, Deku's rival, he comes out of nowhere, starts blasting his way to first. They're fighting the entire way. And then Midori, and then in the first episode, All Might, I love, they keep referencing back to this, because the whole point of this Grand Festival, so you can go when you get out of school, or when you so you can prove yourself to the villain, so you become a sidekick, so you can get yourself into the business of being a hero. And I love how they do it in this episode. He was All Might said to Deku, he was you have to show yourself to the world. And that's relevant for some businesses in the real world, on our world. It's relevant even here. You do have to present yourself in a certain way to get yourself noticed by certain companies and stuff. So Deku, I love this episode. A lot of people love this episode, because if you didn't like Deku's character back then in season 1, because he was kind of relying on all the one for one, he didn't use one for one not once, and he got first. I feel I legitimately, I haven't had an anime that made me, I jumped out of my seat, my boy. I jumped out of my seat. I legitimately jumped out of my seat when I was like, oh, because at the point I was like, oh, I don't know who's gonna win. You know, it could be the ice guy. It could be like a triumph moment for Deku trying to like saying I have to become better, or you know, you never know. I didn't know what was gonna happen. You know, maybe the other guy could win. You know, his Deku's rival. I'm like, what could happen? I don't know. I was like, literally, I jumped out of my seat when I saw Deku actually win. It was really cool, and I really did enjoy that. So, yeah, that was one of the best parts of the episode when Deku just jumped out of his chair. He didn't jump out of his chair. I just jumped out of my chair. It was just so cool. And I just love seeing characters adapt to what they have in their surroundings and stuff like that. So basically, Deku, he said he got lucky. He's such a modest. He's such a honest to himself. He's so honest to himself. He knows he's like I love him as a main character. Like he's a classic example of he's kind of a normal nerd. Like he's a nerdy, wimpy, no, can't really do much, but he's one of those main characters. I love like basically where you put them in a situation. They're not that no like that crazy, but they have that one characteristic about them that makes them amazing in this situation. My dad talked about me that before. I can't remember, but he was talking about like taking something out of their surroundings and putting them in another surrounding, making them a whole lot better. When you think about it, you know, Deku, he didn't have no special powers. He can't use his quirk, so he has to work even harder and harder and train himself even harder and more than all the other people because he can't fall behind. If he does, he's gone because he can't use his quirk like that. He can't use All Might's quirk. So just seeing that it really does add to the stress of the entire series, and he knows that he's such a good thinker, and that's also the reason I love his character. You know, he's such a good thinker. He thinks on his toes. And he thinks strategically. He uses what he can use in surrounding. Like in the first episode, he threw his book bag at the monster's face. I just remember that. You know, Deku is one of them classic characters who you take like a completely. You don't think he can do any good in there. Like any good in the hero field. You throw him in, mix him with All Might, with his courage to become a superhero, to become a hero because he's just so determined. And he knows he has to work harder to get his goal because he's at a disadvantage already. I love the disadvantage factor of part of things. It makes things feel so triumphant when they come on top, but you know they will because they're the main character. You know they might have a couple of bumps here and there, but that makes it even feel even better. Yeah, so the whole episode probably one of my favorites out of the entire series. I can't really tell right now. I have to go back to season 1, but it's better than most of the season 1 episodes. Just the ending was hilarious, kind of. Yeah, but that whole feeling of triumph for Deku was just like, wow, you really do see how far he's coming. You know, see how far he's come. You know, thinking strategically. You know, because at this point, he's like at the end, he's gonna become an even better hero than all of them because his brain is gonna become so trained. His body's gonna become so trained so well because how much he has to train, how much he has to get experience in this field. So all I'm saying is, no, it's gonna be really cool to see Deku. It's gonna be really cool to see him, you know, become a hero and everything like All Might, because it's gonna be really really cool because you're gonna see his experience. His mind is just so capable of adapting to different situations, which is so cool. And in an episode, they're picking out the next task for the festival. And also, it was crazy. You know, All Might was praying for Izuku, Deku, and his mom was. It just added to the stress. It was amazing. So I gotta wrap this video up. I keep under 10 minutes because I'm trying to edit this. But anyways, at the end of the episode, what happened at the end of the episode? Yeah. So at the end of the episode, we had picking out the next selection for the next game. So they had you get in a group of 4. And the Cavalry Wars, and you get in a group of 4, you have to meet a certain amount of points with your team to move on to the next round. And each team, like if you defeat each team, well, I think how it was, like if you defeat a certain team, you get this certain amount of points. So basically, people are going after each other, and depending on what spot they got, like what rank they got, like by the race. that determines how many points that people will get if they defeat them. So basically, meaning if you get first, like Deku did, you have to meet 10. You have 10 million points. And also at the end of the episode with freaking, it was kind of unexpected. The Ice Guy got second, I believe, and Deku's rival got third, which is crazy. But anyways, it was crazy at the end of the episode when they have like the top 42. I love it's the top 42 because one of the guys was just literally at 42. He was exhausted. He was like, "Oh God, I barely made it. Oh God." So basically, meaning Deku was number one. He made first in the race, which that actually is kind of bad for this next task because basically meaning people are going to be targeting you because you're worth 10 million points. It's like kind of like a bounty. Every single person has a bounty to determine. Their points are determined by, like I said, the rank they got in the race. So basically meaning Deku's screwed because he got first place, making him 10 million, a whopping 10 million points. So somebody takes him down, they basically win. So basically everybody's gonna be going after Deku, especially another point that they're gonna be going after Deku is because he didn't use his quirk. So people don't even know what his quirk is. And that may I don't know, that may that may not want people to go towards him, but he didn't use his quirk, so he seems more vulnerable. So in the next episode, I think he might tear up Eureka and he's the fast running dude. So it's gonna be a really good next episode. He was looking really stressed out because hey, if he doesn't get the right people on his team that can support him and they work together well, they mix well, he might just be screwed. Our boy Izuku might just be screwed. When you think about it, 10 million points, they're basically meaning whoever gets this guy is dead. I mean, not dead, the win. So this series is probably one of my favorite anime of all time at this point. It's definitely on the top 10, top 15 anime I've ever watched. It's getting to the point where I'm jumping out of my chair. Like, the only other animes I've jumped out of my chair for before have been, like, One Piece, even though I didn't watch One Piece that much, but Naruto, DBZ, sometimes Super, but not really that much Super. But see you guys in the next video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, do all that crazy stuff below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.